Hello everybody, my name is Shelly. Welcome back to my channel. I thought I'd do something kind of fun, something I don't normally do, and that's a ranking video. I'm gonna rank my the most recent palettes I've taken on vacation. I think it's a good idea to know like what's gonna work well in a variety of situations. After using the same palette for a week, do you still love it? Do you not? And some of the prices and some of the brands might surprise you. Might surprise you, maybe not. I don't know. If you guys are new here, then maybe you won't be surprised. I've got 6 palettes in front of me. One of them I have not traveled yet. It's going on my next trip. So I'm throwing it in here as an honorable mention. But because of that, I have 5 other palettes that I wanted to rank and show you guys. These are ones that I've actually taken on trips with me, and I've used them exclusively for a week and have gotten everything I wanted to out of them, for the most part. At number 5, this is the Natasha Zendo palette. This came out last summer. It's a colorful palette. I think this was kind of like one of her first forays into a rainbow-ish palette. I love the warmer coral colors in here. The cooler shades are okay, like this olive green is really fun. This special shade here, the duo or trio chrome, it's fun. It's a topper, it's fun. Some of these shimmers are fun. This minty green, it's hard, it's a tough shade for me to wear. I did wear it a couple times, just kind of like on the inner portion of my eye to give my eyes some dimension, but it's not a transition shade for me. These are the only 2 transition shades of this palette. You've got a coral and a warm brown, which means you got a warm look. Which means if you're doing a warm look with all of these shades, what do you do with a pop of this? Maybe as an eyeliner, maybe as an accent. I really thought this was gonna get me what I wanted, but I really feel like I needed more of a cool tone, like a grayish kind of transition shade if I wanted to use some of these. I really wouldn't have minded a lighter kind of like sand color or tan color, a lighter taupe maybe. I just felt like this one was a little bit too dark, and this just made every look coral. So I took this on a trip. It's an expensive palette. After a week, I felt myself reaching for an all matte e.l.f. bite-sized palette instead. With a pop of that for some interest. It wasn't what I wanted it to be. So that's my surprise number 5. Number 4, I'm gonna give you is an LA Girl Pro Artistry palette. These palettes I think are like $15.99 at Ulta. So for 16 bucks, you get a bunch of shades. And I thought this combination actually worked really well for me because I have enough of the tan colors in a variety of depths. I do feel like the LA Girl palette consistency, the quality is actually really top notch. I do like that you've got, you know, these kind of warmer colors, but then you've got this row of blues and greens. You've got like a gunmetal color and a bronze. I mean, this palette is such a great vacation palette because I think the versatility is spot on. And it's a nice hard-sided palette, which means it's going to take a little bit more of a beating. And even if it does break, even if you do lose a shade or two or something happens where you drop it off the counter or whatever else, at 16 bucks, it doesn't really feel like you're not going to be devastated. Not as much as like a $65 palette or a $120 palette, one of the cases. Anyway, this is the LA Girl Hey Vacay. This one is in the color combination Good Times and Tan Lines. They have a couple of these, but this is the one that I think for summer vacation, yeah. It's, you know, a little bit more heavily on the coral side, but the browns I think really perform well. You've got this deeper, rich, kind of shimmery chocolatey color. You've got a light gold bronze, which is similar to one of the other ones, but I really like these as quads or as pairs of shades for just a simple eye look, whether you're going to go down to the beach or whatever and you want to doctor it up for, I don't know, you're going to go see a show or you're going to go dancing or whatever, sunset on the beach. That gives you something fun to play with. If you like corals and mints, I did a video last summer. I think this is one of the palettes that I used. I'll try to remember to link it down below. So anyway, that's number 5, 4, 3. That's number 3. Number 2 on my favorite vacation palettes is going to have to go to the Sydney Grace and Mel Thompson Tiny Marbles palette. I have taken this on so many trips since I first got this. I think I might have even gotten this in the very first release. She had RAP now. But this was a Tiny Marbles palette. This is such a fun palette and it's so beautiful and it gives you such a great variety. This is the one that I've never failed to enjoy this on vacation. After about a week though, a week of vacation, I'm ready to move on to something else though. I'm a commitment phobe when it comes to palettes, hence my, you know, like huge collection of palettes. But this is a beautiful palette, and it's a little bit more of a price point obviously than the LA Girl one, but this is, it's just a fun, great, unexpected. It gives you something enjoyable to look for, especially if you're really set on doing some really special looks for a vacation, then Tiny Marvels does it for me. This one's kind of cheating a little bit. This is a Pat McGrath palette. This was her Christmas palette from, I think, 2 years ago, Celestial Odyssey. Let's see, was this 2 years ago? Or is this last year? I think this might have been last year's. Last winter. This has everything. There's a lot of shades in here, right? But you've got a green, you've got a blue, you've got a purple, you've got some pinks, you've got all the brown neutrals to get you through. You've got a pop of gold to do something fun. This is just a super well curated palette. This is a seasonless palette for me. This is one that I can use all year round, and I absolutely love it. And this, her price point on this palette is a little bit different. I mean, the pan size is a little bit smaller, but I think it was $78 for this palette. I don't know if you'd be able to find it, but if you happen to have it in your collection and you're wondering, will it travel well? This gave me so much versatility on warm summer vacations. I just love, love, love this palette. Okay, this is my honorable mention palette. I haven't used this one yet. I did a video of it recently. I'll try to remember to link it. I love the looks that I created so much that I started talking to my husband, and I was showing him some of the looks I created with the video, and he goes, wow, that's really pretty. You need to take it on the next vacation. So this is going on my next vacation with me. I'm going on a trip. My husband will be going with me. It'll be warm weather. There'll be some beach. I'm sure there'll be some drinks involved. And it's a rainbow palette. But this rainbow palette is a little edgier than just your normal primary colors. It's hard to not see, you know, the red, the tomato red, or kind of almost an orange red, some fuchsia colors, this marigold. It's hard not to see it, but you don't have like a true Kelly green. You don't have a true like cobalt blue. We've got just some really interesting, beautiful colors here, and I think because you have this as a lighter transition shade, and then you've got some darker shades to really give your eye the dimension you want, I think you can go simple. But I think you've got so much fun colors in here, you can really go fun and effervescent and, I don't know, something fun for dinner, something fun for the beach, something whatever else. So I really enjoyed this palette. This is a Morphe palette. It came out June of last year, so this is Pride from a year ago. It was in conjunction with the Trevor Project. And when I posted the video just last month, I think it was last month, I was mesmerized by how much I liked it when I did the look. So I'm going to take this on my next trip. It's my honorable mention because I haven't used it yet. If you guys are interested, I'll come back and tell you how I felt after using it exclusively for a week. But these are my palettes that I've used on vacations, my most recent kind of warm tropical vacations. If you've got one planned and you've got one of these palettes, well, let me know what you think. Let me know if you've taken any of these. When I go on vacation, I tend to look for a palette with some variety, but I don't want anything too big. So the Pat McGrath is definitely the longest of them with the most quantity of shades. The LA Girl palettes, while they didn't quite have as many quantity of shades in there, because I think there's 16 in each, the pan sizes are big, which I don't mind a big size of pan. I hope you guys are doing really well. I hope this gave you guys some inspiration and that helps you in your packing for your next vacation, because, you know, life should be lived within your next vacation already planned, right? That's how you get through life. All right, you guys, I hope you're doing really well, and until my next video, bye for now.